Welcome to the podcast. And y'all ask, what I'ma talk about with y'all ass? Everything from Nostradamus, Lil Pump, all the way down to Donald Trump. But black issues will be always at the forefront. Hoodies, I know that's just what y'all want. Black life, black love, all of the above. It's King Rashidi hoodies, isotone gloves. I'm ready, it's Rise God Team. Rest in peace to the God Queens. Hey.
Yo, what's going on? Want to welcome you all back to another dope ass episode of Hoodies the Podcast. I'm your host, King Rashidi, and we in here. We back in this thing, man. Alright. Check it, man. It's been a minute. It's been quite a while. Well, not that long, but long enough. I've been doing the Skill Youth Chess Club documentary. I can honestly sit here and tell you that the Skill Youth Chess Club documentary is complete. It's done. Right now it's in post-production. I'm tweaking things. I'm still not necessarily sure on a title. I'm not necessarily sure if I'm going to call it the Skill Youth Chess Club documentary or if I want to call it November, the Skill Youth Chess Club documentary. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Comment below and hit me off with some decent titles, man. And then why November? Because I started in November 2015. It wasn't deep. That's all there was to it. So, but yeah, hit me up with some titles, man. Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, it's done. I will be premiering. This is breaking news. I will be premiering the Skill Youth Chess Club documentary exclusively on Trendy TV. Yeah. For those of you who's been watching, you know Trendy TV is the black-owned and operated digital media platform. I'll be premiering it there exclusively on Trendy TV. So yeah, the date that it will be premiered on Trendy TV will be November 16th, 2019. Excuse me. November 16th, 2019, the Skill Youth Chess Club documentary will be airing. The title of it is to be determined. Alright? Real quick, let's give a shout out to our elders, man. Shout out to the elders. Show them love. Respect the elders. Love the elders. Take the time to talk to an elder. Open up the door when you see an elder. Always be kind to an elder. So I don't have a lot of time. Let's get right into this thing. Alright? So welcome back to Hoodies, the podcast. I'm King Rashidi. Let's do it. The fuck are we doing, man? Yeah, you heard me. The fuck are we doing? Let me take it a step further. Have you talked to a therapist yet? Man, I'm still on that. I'm still on it. Have you talked to a therapist yet? Wrote some things down here, as I always do. Black men. Kings. Gods. You still mad at your moms? Got issues with your moms, so now you got issues with women? Subscribing to different podcasts that bash women, so now you bash women? Regurgitating that shit every chance you get? Let's see, with women, you've tried dishing out cash, tried paying some of her bills, bought her a couple things. Hey, you even spent some money on her kid. But you didn't get to know her. So now she's not returning none of your DMs, none of your text messages. You're inboxing on Facebook. It's because you're thirsty for some ass, and maybe you really thirsty for a mother's love, and subconsciously you want it from this broad you chasing. Or maybe you just got a little shitty vibe with you because at the end of the day, you got issues with your moms. So you approach women with this air about you, this energy about you. So you say things like, she ain't nothing but a skeezer. You know what I'm saying? Some people say things like, and then I ain't putting nobody on blast, but here's a term that just kind of sticks out. Some men refer to women as a kid with breasts. You know what I'm saying? At first, that used to sound real dumb to me. A kid with breasts. Come on, man. A kid with breasts? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know how some women can get, especially when they in their feelings. Some of them can be childlike. So can some men. But we're talking about women right now. So I get why, but to say all women are like children with breasts? The kicker with that, calling women kids with breasts, the kicker with that is, listen, if this woman has the ability to knock you off your square, you know what I'm saying? Got you digging in your pocket, got you wearing gladiator shoes. If a woman's got you off your square, then what are you? If a child with breasts has got you knocked off your square, then what are you? Who are you? But then it came to me. I know what it is for y'all. I know what it is. This is what it is. You feel that subconsciously, you feel that if you can convince yourself, if you can program your computer into thinking that women are beneath you, then maybe somehow maybe somehow the influence or the power, if you will, that some women have over some men, if you could think less of her, then the effects won't be so prominent, or her power won't be so prominent over you. If you can convince yourself that she's just a child with breasts, or just a child period, or just something less than, if you can convince yourself of that, then maybe you can be easy, more comfortable around women, especially real beautiful women. Some women, not some women, but some men don't know how to handle themselves around beautiful women. You'll know it. They're overcompensating for everything. Super thirsty. Some men, real funny acting around beautiful women. You can sense it. You can see them. Some dudes is funny acting around women, period. The room could be full of brothers having a conversation, and as soon as a sister steps in, and then of course I'm talking about a barbershop, it's the perfect example. And as soon as a pretty woman comes around, dudes start acting different, talking different, walking different. And don't let her be the finest thing since sliced bread. Some dudes lose all sense of everything. You know? So, like I said, what it is for some men, if you can convince yourself that a woman is less than you, or just something inferior to you, yeah, you feel like you can conduct yourself better around them. Their effects on you won't be so prominent. Black woman, you been to therapy yet? Still mad at your pops? Pop didn't stick around? I get it. You were his. His to love. His to protect. His to teach. But he left. In some cases, it ain't necessarily physical, but in most cases, it is. That's gotta hurt. You were his to hold, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to crawl up in the bed between him and your mom's, you know what I'm saying, when it's thundering outside and the thundering and you're scared. You know what I'm saying? And when you need him, or you could, when you could use the advice of a father, he's not even around. In some cases, he grew up in the same city as you, but never took the time. Yeah, true, moms could have been part of that. But if he really wanted to be with you, he'd have found a way. Take it from a father. So I get it. So listen, as an adult, now you're pissed at all men. Right? Because subconsciously you're looking for a father in the men that you date. You tried using cleavage and ass to get a dude, and it worked. Try using sex and he stuck around for a while, but he didn't because you thirsty for validation and you thirsty for a father. Same as a lot of men. They're looking for their moms. You giving that man everything and he hasn't even, he's done nothing to earn it. He's done nothing to earn it. Listen, and if you're looking for a father in the men that you date, he ain't never gonna add up. He's never gonna match up. What if he never had his father in his life? Shit, he's still learning. And it, not to mention, he's not your father. He's always gonna fall short. I mean, yeah, they call that daddy issues, but there's a reason for everything. So, just like some men, a lot of you women, you know what I mean? Like, you go out your way, you watch podcasts too that bash men, and you try to reprogram your computer into seeing men as nothing more than, I don't know, sugar daddies or nothing but a piece of dick. When in all actuality, you just pissed at your daddy. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I can relate to all of that. I used to deal with some of those emotions. Still do sometimes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had issues with my moms. I had issues with my pop too. I put those issues on other people, women in particular. Some things from my past should have me promiscuous than a motherfucker. Every time I heard a woman moaning my name, screaming my name, legs shaking, shit, sometimes some women would even cry in the midst of the act because I'm making them feel that good. And in turn, that would make me feel good. Make me feel like the man. Shit, better yet, it made me feel like a man. So much, in fact, that staying with one woman was boring. I mean, to this day, I could still get bored. You understand? But, shit, back then, the newness of a different chick was exciting. It's like the newness of a different chick was like hitting the restart button. You know what I mean? Like, soon as you meet a broad, like, it's new, so the newness is almost like a buffer between her getting to know the real me. Because the real me is hurting. The real me got some questions. The real me is carrying around some anger, some resentment. And, yeah. And the less you know me or of me, then you won't know that. New girl, new situation. That newness was the buffer. That's another reason why I'm glad that I decided to go into therapy. And I don't know if there's even a such thing as ever being cured. And I said this before. Ain't none of what I'm saying new. But you can never talk about this enough. Therapy inspired me, like I said before, it inspired me to have a conversation with my moms. And it was almost like she was waiting for me to have this talk with her, this conversation with her. She didn't front on me. She knew exactly what I was talking about. And then at the end of the conversation, well, the conversation itself was extremely enlightening. here's the thing, right? And I may have said this before too. Here's the thing. We think a lot of times, we think that hearing "I love you" from, say, our mother and our father, and in this case particularly my mom's, we think that that's nothing. We think it ain't a big deal when we are a kid. But you'd be amazed at how much it does affect you, because you become a man, or at least old enough to deal with women, right? And in some cases, that woman that you rocking with can be kind of looking at you like something's up, or something's out of place, or something's missing, or maybe something's wrong, because the affection that you probably didn't get at home is what you don't know to give with this woman. By no means am I saying my mom's was a total hard rock and didn't show no love. No, I'm not saying that. However, she and I, we've talked. There was certain things that we just didn't get. And and I may have, like I said, I mentioned all this before. There were certain things that she herself has gone through when she was a kid. That's a lot of things. That's one thing that a lot of us don't really consider when we're young, and a lot of us don't get it when we become adults. We don't understand that our parents had to deal with. We don't understand that when our parents were young parents and we were little kids, we don't understand that they too, just like us, having kids of our own, we don't understand, and we tend to forget that they too had shit that they was dealing with too. And a lot of them are still dealing with some shit. Which is why a lot of us, when we go through therapy, we feel a way toward our parent, because we're ready to to pull the rug back and sweep it from under the rug, but they aren't. They're not. I mean, hey, I'm not saying that you don't have a right to still be upset with them. You know what I mean? On some, hey, until you come correct, I ain't got nothing to say to you. I ain't saying you wrong for that. Because whatever you confronted them with, not more often, 9 times out of 10, and I mean literally 9 times out of 10, they remember what they did to you, or didn't do, or said to you, or didn't say. They remember. They just probably aren't ready to talk about it yet. So then you don't necessarily get the closure you're looking for, at least at that time. But you definitely right for distancing yourself from people who's done things to you and don't want to make good on it. Oh, you more than right for saying, look, I'm going to take a step back. I don't want to maintain that relationship. You got every right to do that. In fact, that's what I did. But anyway, so I'm saying that to say that there were things that as a kid that I didn't get or didn't feel as though I got, whatever. But therapy has helped me with that. And like I said, I don't know if there's even a such thing as being cured. But at best, you can be aware of the issues that you're dealing with. And it's done wonders in terms of me realizing that. Which is why I'm an advocate of getting therapy. I'm an advocate of therapy. Because I too found myself asking myself, the fuck are you doing?
Hoping I'm forgiven, yeah. I've been sinning heavy. I've been sinning heavy. I've been sinning heavy. Hoping I'm forgiven, yeah. I've been sinning heavy. I've been sinning heavy. I've been sinning heavy. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my clothes stink. I've been a mess. I've been doing more and I've been saying less. Spending more and I've been saving less. Feel life is short, you can take the rest. Just give me rest, cause I've been stressed with the vision. Pain is hitting, but I keep it hidden and I keep on living. I haven't had any time to stop. I ain't been sleeping when I'm off the clock. People keep on asking when my shit gon' drop. They say you too low-key, nigga, when is you gon' pop? And go viral, collab with idols, I live in a bottle. Making some wishes and washing the dishes for a little percentage. I hold on to hope and a hand on my business. Yeah, do as it tells when I'm making decisions. Everything changing, that everything different. My mistakes was pimping, but nobody listen. Now they smoke, they good and they popping the disc and I'm hoping I'm forgiven. Yeah, I've been sinning heavy. I've been sinning heavy. I've been sinning heavy. Hoping I'm forgiven. Yeah, I've been sinning heavy. I've been sinning heavy. I've been sinning heavy. I've been tripping, don't trip, forgive me, say I'm full of shit, but my heart is empty, niggas holding grudges, niggas out to get me, probably see me round, got me down with semis, I ain't thinking about the long run, after this week, then it's all done, I wanna smoke and drink till I can't think, I wanna turn my wrist to a hockey rink, I wanna right my wrongs till I run out of ink, and my pen is breaking and my head is aching, it's the real shit, that ain't got a placement, they cut the real, and they add the fake, and I was in the basement, wasn't winning nothing, that's what the basement just needed, patience, fuck some bitches, then I left them hurt. Finesse some people just to make it work. If I was down and out, that'll make them happy. But if I was happy, that'll make them clap me. Life is short and time will fast. Let me in the past, just puff and pass. When I pass, if when I pass, I make it to the heat. I hope this pain gon' set me free. And I pray the love for my soul to keep.
This next segment, I call it Hugging the Murderer. You already know where I'm going with that. Yes, I'm talking about the Amber Geiger trial. She killed a brother by the name of Botham. I think his first name is Gene. Gene Botham. I ain't even about to get all heavy into that because there's enough people talking about it already. I'll just be another person talking about it. But I will say this though. I will say this, right? The judge, family members, I don't know if the bailiff said this, and then the predominantly white jury in this trial. We already know the judge stepped down, gave this brother's murderer a hug and a Bible. A hug and a Bible. That's crazy. The bailiff was stroking her hair, her blonde hair, and then the brother was on the stand talking about how he didn't want her to go to jail, and I believe either the older brother or the father was saying how he wished he could be friends with her and all this other shit. So yeah, that's fucked up. But here's the thing. Say that one white juror that said, and then the family member that said that they were just doing what Botham would have wanted. Now, assuming that that's true, which it's probably not. Probably not, but assuming that it is. Assuming that them doing what they thought Botham would have wanted. Let's assume hypothetically that that's true, right? If that's true, is it safe to say that Botham himself would have been hugging the murderer of one of his family members, if not all? Is it safe to say that? I mean, listen, what type of brother was murdered in his home? I'm gonna ask it again. What type of brother was murdered in his home? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he deserves to die. And sure, the cop, Amber Geiger, was crooked and tried to lie about that shit. Yeah, it's fucked up that the key witness was a neighbor who said that he heard her banging on the door, because the whole thing was, she thought she was in her own place, which was stupid as fuck. But this man says he heard her not banging on the door, making it even more evident that she knew this wasn't her motherfucking place. It's dumb as fuck anyway. But this key witness could have blew the whole shit wide open. He ends up mysteriously dead. And of course, they said that it was a drug deal. How convenient. Malcolm said that they'll hire one of us to kill one of us just so they could say it was one of us. Message. But yeah, who was this brother? who was murdered in his home. Who was he? I'm not saying he deserved to die. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I bet you any kind of money. I bet you any kind of money, because the way they was all so forgiving and hugging Amber Geiger and all that shit. I bet you any kind of money, right? I bet you any kind of money that following Sunday after the trial, after she only got 10 years, which is bullshit for murder, I bet you the sermon that Sunday was about forgiveness. And I bet you they danced around, had a little shindig off of the sermon about forgiveness. And I wouldn't even doubt if on top of that, they had a special offering specifically for Amber Geiger in that church. Shit, maybe various churches. Probably to put on her books. I mean, who knows? All that courtroom shit could have just been for show. But I kind of doubt it. I wouldn't doubt if she's got money on her books right now. Compliments of her murderer's church. No. Compliments of her victim's church, who is so forgiving. That shit is crazy, man. The fuck are we doing? I'm back on that again. Changing the title. It's gonna be hugging the murderer, but no, it's the fuck are we doing again? Yo, I had not too long ago the pleasure of sitting down and having a little bit of dinner with two sisters from the continent, from Senegal, to be exact, right? And man, it was a pretty dope conversation, because we had a conversation about I guess, for lack of a better term, the divide between Native Africans and us American Africans over here. And it was a pretty refreshing conversation, because it was just both. We started to talk about the reasons why, you know, no trust, and then of course it all stemmed to white supremacy, of course, because due to white supremacy, well, we've all succumbed to the same lie. Native Africans believe we ain't shit, and a lot of us have come to believe that they ain't shit. We've both been lied to. Anyway, I was bringing that up to talk about this term that a lot of Nigerians use, right? And let me give you a brief little something on this word. The word is called akata, right? Akata, I'm gonna read this off here. I printed out. Akata is a word believed to be derived from the Yoruba of Nigeria and West Africa. The term is used by Nigerians and other West Africans to insult black people in the United States. The original meaning of the word is used to generally describe any Nigerian residing outside of their homeland. Upon a native's return to Nigeria, he or she are likely to be described as akata, often in endearing terms. Let me dumb that down just a little bit. What it's saying is, if you're a native Nigerian, right, and you, for whatever reasons, come over to the United States of America, and you're here for a number of years, and then you go back to Nigeria, you would then be described as akata. But see, here's the thing with that. Over the years, just like a lot of terms, it's morphed. It's morphed into meaning something derogatory toward black folk here in America, period. Regardless if you're a native Nigerian or not, it morphed into a derogatory term. It's almost the Nigerians' way of calling American Africans nigger or lazy, right? So it morphed into lazy. Now, let's stay right there, right? Let's go with the current narrative of akata, meaning lazy, American nigga, lazy American African, lazy American black man or woman, then I gotta agree with him because we are lazy. But I would take it a step further than just us here in America. I'll take it a step further and say that the whole diaspora is lazy. Either lazy or scared. Because here's the kicker, right? We are lazy because aren't we the biggest consumers here in America? Or shit, let's say the world. We'd have to be the biggest consumers. We're probably, matter of fact, I'm going to go out and say that we're the biggest consumers over in the continent. Because most of the resources, the natural resources that are there, black folk are digging it up or excavating it in some kind of way, but we ain't benefiting from it. Shit, I think cocoa, chocolate comes from Africa, but there are no chocolate products there. How's that possible? So I'm going to ask you again. Aren't we the biggest consumers? Aren't we? And if that's the case, then why are we still in a puddle? A puddle of nothingness. How is it that we supposedly outnumber the so-called dominant society? Like we can outnumber them and take over shit and run shit. How come we haven't done that already? And what I mean by everybody, I mean the continent, the whole diaspora, the Caribbean, you name it, the UK, here in America, everywhere. How is that possible? How is it possible that a people who's created so much have so little, do so little, love and respect one another so little? I would just say that if there is an akata, the morphed term, akata, then we all are. We all lazy. Or maybe scared. It's all of us. And for that, we all should be ashamed. Granted, I know there's exceptions. I know all of us ain't like that. I know all of us aren't. There's pockets here and there. There's myself and a lot of you, my 2 or 3 followers. You know what I'm saying? Then all of us are. Which brings me back to the title of the whole shit again. The fuck are we doing? From this day forward, you heard it right here. From this day forward, I ain't getting riled up about shit. I'm not saying that certain things won't still affect me, still won't get me riled up, but I'm going to choose not to get riled up. Fuck getting riled up. I'll trade that in for getting organized. Listen to all the information that we spit out. Listen to all the information I've spit out on this podcast since the very first one. I mean, I was prepared to talk about some stuff here tonight. You know, I was going to talk about some books, but one of them I've already talked about was Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. I was going to talk a little bit about reparations, about fuck it, let's work on our own. And here's the book to start with. I know I talked about this once before, but once again, these are one of those things you can never talk enough about. It's Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. I was going to talk about that. You know, you want to know about the national plan to empower Black America? This is the book. He's got more than one, but start with this one. I highly recommend it. This is information. Then there's Carter G. Woodson's book, The Miseducation of the Negro. Dope book. Carter G. Woodson, I love his books. I love his books. And it talks about, you know, how we are culturally indoctrinated. The misconceptions others have about us, the misconceptions we have about each other, and even ourselves. I suppose it's all relative. shit, it all ties back to what the fuck are we doing? But as saddened as I get whenever I run into this ditch, as sad as I get, I'm gonna refrain from feeling that way. I'm not gonna let that. I'm going to ignore that emotion. In fact, from here on out, I'm gonna start ignoring any emotions that serve as a detriment to my peace or my mental welfare. Okay? I'm gonna resist getting emotional because I'd rather get organized. Fuck getting emotional. Let's get organized. Yeah, I like that. Fuck getting emotional. Let's get organized. And that's all I got. AC kicked on. But that's all I got right now tonight. It's good to be back. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be on Hoodies again, man. Again, the Skill Youth Chess Club documentary is complete. It will be airing November 16th, 2019. That's about a month or so from now. Airing exclusively on Trendy TV. www.trendytv.com, I think. Excuse me, I'll put that across the screen because I know I just messed that all up. But go ahead and subscribe to Trendy TV ahead of time so that when the documentary drops, you can catch it. And I still need help on a dope title. So hit me off with something below. Alright? Man, it's dope, man. I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece. I'm going to leave that for y'all to assess. Let me know how you feel about it. But yeah, November 16th, 2019. Brolic Films. A Rash Bum concept. And it's written and produced by myself. Edited, everything narrated by myself. Word up. So let me know a title. I need a title, man. I need a title. But I'm out of here. It's good to be back. It's good seeing you. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. I'm King Rashidi. This is Hoodies.
Yeah. To the podcast. What am I talking about? Who?
Always at the forefront. This King Rashidi. Hoodies.
I'm ready. God King. God Queens.